YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Canadian Retro. I've got another pickups video here for you. Some of these things are retail that I just wanted to show because it's part of my Skylanders collection, but other things are thrifting pickups and more retro related. So if you're interested in the retro stuff, stay tuned. I'm gonna go through the Skylanders stuff first, but if you're really interested in the retro stuff, stick around because I had some really good finds when it comes to that. The first thing I'll show you is a new Swap Force character, which is Countdown. Pretty cool looking. I think he's like fires missiles and things out of his arms or whatever, so that's kind of cool. Really like the detailing on it, the expression on that character, kind of cool. The next one is Magna Charge, and he's actually one of those ones that you can rip apart and put with another one, the ones you can actually swap. So pretty cool character right there. You know, can't wait to open them up and add them in. And then the last thing for Skylanders that I picked up was this pack right here, which is the Tower of Time Adventure Pack. So you can see it has the Tower of Time there. It also has Popthorn, one of the characters. And then over here it has a hammer of some sort. It's called Battle Hammer. And I'm not really certain what that does exactly, but the thing I was most interested in is right down here. You can see this crystal, and if you watch other YouTube videos, I've seen this done before, but you can use this crystal on your portal and at the hub menu world that you start off in. You can put this on the portal and then beat up the training dummies that are there, and you can just rack up gold coin like crazy for leveling up your character. So I wanted to get this so I could do that because I don't really want to spend hours and hours grinding when I can do it basically in, you know, level up all my characters in a few seconds kind of thing. So that's something I really wanted to add in, and so I picked it up. Now on to the retro stuff for all you people that are really into that. Really more my area of interest, although my Skylanders collection is huge. I really like the retro stuff. So the first game that I wanted to show you, and I got it from a thrift shop today for $4, is this one right here. It's Land of the Dead Road to Fiddler's Green, original Xbox title, and like you can see there, $4. This one here is actually sealed. So what I'd like to do with this actually is, I don't collect sealed games. If somebody's looking for this title, they're looking for it sealed, I'd be willing to trade for a copy of this that is open, complete, in great condition. It has to be in great condition. Like basically it should look brand new, but you know, is obviously being opened. I will gladly trade that for this one because I know some people are really interested in sealed games. I would like a little bit of, you know, butter on the top kind of thing. As far as the trade goes, because obviously this sealed game is probably 3 times the value of an opened one. So I would like, you know, something else to sweeten the pot for me a little bit, but that's not really my intention for doing it. The reason why I would like to trade this one is that I don't collect sealed games, and I know some people appreciate them a lot more than I would. I want to be able to play them. I don't want them just sitting on the shelf, this kind of thing. So, but anyways, yeah, so this Land of the Dead game, I did very much enjoy the movie, so pretty happy to add that one in. The next thing I wanted to show you, actually I got a previous day from the flea market that I picked up some Genesis titles recently and a few other things. I took the SNES that I got the other day, and it wasn't working on my system in the living room upstairs. The power pack that I have for it is an aftermarket one, and I think it's either on the Fritz or something like that. Like it works fine with the NES. It's supposed to work with the SNES as well because it has a different kind of plug with it, and it just really fails to power it up. But I took it down there and it actually worked perfectly fine. So, you know, I did that when that was my intention of going down there. And then while I was down there, I also checked out their titles. And the first one that I picked up from them for $5 was this one right here, Dungeon Magic. This is kind of interesting game. It is a attempt at 3D, you know, first person kind of perspective. I don't know if it's a great title necessarily. I know that it isn't an expensive title. I think I basically paid what the value of it is, but I do really like the artwork on the front of it. It's pretty cool, and it will definitely clean up really nicely, so happy to add this into the collection. The next one I picked up for excuse me, for $5 as well is Cool Spot for the Sega Genesis, and this one here is complete. The manual does have a few small tears up here in the corner, but otherwise it's in pretty good shape. The game itself has a small rip here as well, but it's all there. It just needs to be glued back down, but you will obviously see those creases and things that are there. But an interesting game, this one here, if you don't know, is a Mario style platformer basically, but it features, you know, the 7-Up spot from made famous sort of back in the day. So really cartoony kind of graphics. I'm really wanting to check it out. It looks like a lot of fun, so I decided to pick it up, and it was $5. He had this one listed actually for $13, and this one here was $5. You can still see it on there. It says $4.95, so basically $5. So I just offered him 10 and got both of them. He was willing to do that deal. The next things I'm really pleased with. After I went and picked up that Xbox game, I went to Thifting, which I've explained in other videos, but it's the place I go to that is basically like a Value Village, just a different company. So they sell some new stuff there as well as used things that people donate. So I went there, and I always check out their game section because they're actually really reasonably priced in relation to Value Village nowadays anyways, and even the Goodwill. So for instance, a lot of the games, even though the Xbox one that I showed you is $4, a lot of them now are $5. You know, games at the Value Village are around $6 now, so you know, not really a place you can get an excellent deal unless you find something really rare, like for instance that Dreamcast game that I found, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, that I found the other day. I mean, that was a good deal for the $4 that I ended up paying for it, but most of the titles that they have now aren't really worth the $6 that they're asking for it, which is really unfortunate. But this Thifting place, they still have their games generally at $2.99, $3.99, so like I haven't seen anything really over $4 as far as like Xbox, PS2 type titles there. I haven't seen any Genesis titles there, and I have seen some Genesis titles, and I haven't seen any SNES titles there, so I don't know how they would price those out, but I figured it would probably be about the same. But I went there, and they're really stockpiling now their sports titles, so there was probably like 15, 20, even more sports titles for like our Xbox or PS2, and also there were some PS3 ones there as well. They're all sports titles, and I'm not really that interested in those titles, so I left them there. When I was walking in though to Thifting, I looked in the glass case. There were a bunch of DS games sitting there. They were loose, just sort of in like a little container or whatever. I checked it out, but there wasn't really anything in there. But as I was checking those out, I took a look and I saw this, and it is a Mad Catz case, and for this I paid $30, but in a second you'll see why, because this case is not empty. So I saw it there though, and I was like, hey, Mad Catz case probably has some video game stuff in it, you know, because that's an obvious company for it. So, you know, I got her to take it out of the glass case, and away we went. So what was in here was a Nintendo Game Boy Advance SP. This one right here, it's a red color. It's not in too bad a shape. Actually, it's quite nice. But I mean, it needs some cleaning. Screen doesn't look too bad. Buttons are nice. The only thing that is a major problem with this one is, and it's a design, it is not the nicely backlit one. It is the not as nicely backlit one, basically. So this is the AGS 001, and I believe it's the AGS 101s that are the nicely backlit ones, but I've never had it SP before, so pretty good deal there. The only problem is I have no way of charging it, and the battery is currently dead in it, so I don't have any way of knowing if this actually works at this point, but I'll figure something out with it. What's interesting though is it came in, and I showed it before, but it came in this gray kind of case, but it's not actually a case. This thing says Gamester on the side of it here, and what it does, from what I can see, because I haven't actually been able to test it, is it actually lets you play 3 different games. So you could have 3 games, 1 on the top, 1 and 2 on the sides, in which you can switch between them. So right here, there's a switch that lets you select slot 1, slot 2, or slot 3. So this is slot 1, this one is 2, and that side is 3. And you can select which game you want to play, and then you can turn on your system right here, and away you go. And it actually gives you a little more like grip. So if you have bigger hands like I do, this actually feels kind of comfortable. I think if you were a kid or something, you might have some trouble with this, but it feels pretty good. I didn't really buy it for this thing. I don't know if I'm going to keep this SP, because if I am going to get one, it would definitely be the well backlit one. But the reason why I picked up this lot to begin with in the first place is because the games are actually in here, and there's a couple in the case as well. So the first one is Classic NES Series Super Mario Bros. The one on the top was Yoshi's Island Super Mario Advance 3. The one on the other side is Super Mario World Super Mario Advance 2. So that was pretty hype, and then I actually got a better look in the case, and there's 2 more games in here. The first one is Mario Kart Super Circuit, and the last one is Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. So these 5 games alone were definitely worth the purchase price that I paid. They're easily $30 altogether, probably quite a bit more. And then the bonus is this, with this really cool kind of, it's aftermarket, it's not Nintendo branded, but it's definitely interesting to say the least. So, I'll thank Mitchell Pierce there for donating his Game Boy Advance SP, because I got it for a pretty good deal. There's more. After I picked up all of this, I went to the Value Village, and I was scoping out games, obviously, and I went over to the video game shelf, and I saw some Super Nintendo games there. Unfortunately, the titles aren't very good, so they weren't worth what they were asking. They were asking $6 for each of them. There was like Vegas card game or something like that, Vegas Stakes I think it was called. There was an off-road Baja game, there was NHL 96, and there was another title in there, but I checked them all out, and they're all $2 games, and they were asking $6 for it, so I wasn't going to buy those. But I went over to their glass case, and inside they were sitting, and I can't actually believe this because I spent a long time finding the one that I found before, a Super Nintendo for $30, and it's in excellent condition. I think it might be in better shape than the one that I picked up recently. I'm really amazed by this. I found another one. This was at a different Value Village, but again, it was the same price. The bonus with this one is that it came with the official AC adapter, so I can kind of figure out like between the two what I want to keep here, and I'm probably going to end up selling off one of these, but I'm definitely going to keep this AC adapter that goes along with it. It also came with, unravel this here, 2 controllers. They seem a bit loose, so I'm gonna have to tighten them up a little bit, but that shouldn't be a problem. Otherwise, the buttons seem responsive and things like that. This one as well. And then it also came with something I'll never use, which is this RF cable that connects the system to a television, but I'll end up using the other AV cable. But again, so it's $30 for all that. Spent a really long time trying to find a Super Nintendo that was at a reasonable price, because everything on Kijiji, which if you don't know what Kijiji is, I'm not sure if they have it in the States or if it's popular, but it's basically the same thing as Craigslist. So Kijiji here is popular. Craigslist is not as popular as Kijiji is. So usually I'm checking out Kijiji, and I'm also checking out Craigslist, but systems like this on Craigslist and Kijiji are going for upwards of $80 and up now, and that's basically just like sometimes just the console only, maybe with a couple of really garbage titles. But I found 2 of them in the last little bit, $30 each, so pretty happy with that. I'll probably end up selling one of them and just seeing what I can get for it in order to fund my other parts of my collection. But those are all my pickups for today. I'm super happy, really pumped about that SP lot, really pumped about the Super Nintendo. I can't decide which one I'm happier about here, but if you have any comments, put them down below. If you can, please thumbs up this video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all later.